And we're live! Woo, woo, woo. Great start. Hello everybody, welcome along to Adorama TV, welcome to the live stream. For those that don't know me, let me start with a little introduction. Hello, my name's Gavin Hoey and I'm an Adorama TV presenter, and I think this is the first time I've been live on Adorama TV. A little bit of butterflies in the stomach. Hopefully this is working all right. If you can see and hear us, let us know in the comments, because that's always reassuring. If you can't see us and you can't hear us, let us know that as well, because that's always, I mean, no one ever does, but you never know. That's pretty good. Now, I am not on my own. I might look like I'm in my own little studio on my own here, but I have some assistants with me tonight. You can't see her and you can't hear her, but on the super switcher is the amazing Sam.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hey everyone! Lots of nice comments. People are all over the world.
Are they?
It's amazing.
Have you got anyone from space? Because that would be amazing.
Yeah, we have someone from space.
I know.
That's so cool. And I'm not on my own tonight either. I have the amazing Freya. Hello.
Yeah, subcontracted out some of the work. It's a good start, isn't it? So yeah, we have a couple of people assisting me, and we also have the awesome Chloe as a model, but we'll bring her in just a second. So what are we going to be doing today? So hang on.
Your mic's clipping a bit.
My mic's clipping a bit. Okay, that's why we need that. Okay, let's just bring that down. Now we can fix that. That's because I set the audio level and then went loud. Okay, let me know if that's better. There we go. Okay, so what are we going to be doing today? We are going to be doing some portrait photography in my small home studio, and the specific theme is colour. Okay, so we're going to be doing colourful portraits, and really one strong colour is the sort of loose and ready theme for this. And I wonder if you can guess what colour it's going to be. I mean, there's a bit of a clue. There's a clue. It's over here. I thought, what colour should I do? The most eye-catching and most eye-popping colour by far is always red. So red is the colour we're going to go with. So that's the kind of theme for this. And I've got a couple of different ways to show some red portraits over the next 45 minutes, 60 minutes, somewhere like that. It kind of depends on you guys and the questions, because this is live and interactive. So if you need to ask some questions, go for it. Are we okay? Still a bit clippy. Let's have a little look. Okay, the joys of live. Let's just see if we can bring up my mic settings. Okay, that's not clipping at my end. I'm just going to check. Hold on one second. Let's just have a little look at the switcher settings. Okay, no, we're not showing any clipping here either. In fact, we're slightly quiet. Okay, well, I will try and speak quieter. Let's have a little look. We're good. I think it's a bad microphone. Horrible sound. Ooh. Okay, is anybody else getting really bad sound? Yeah, it's a bit clippy. Okay, let me go grab another microphone. Just talk amongst yourselves for a second.
So while he's out, I'm just going to have a little look where everyone is. So we've got Cannes in France, nice. Knoxville. So I'm looking for somewhere nice and hot. I saw New Jersey. Chicago. I'm guessing they're not particularly hot at the moment. I saw someone in the Caribbean earlier as well. How amazing. And some lovely ones in the UK too. Spain, Hungary, Switzerland. It's amazing. I can't believe they're everywhere. And we're going to test out your mic now?
We are going to test out. On now. Can you hear me now? How's that sound? Oh, I have to talk. Okay, well, I'll keep going and we'll see how we go. Emergency microphone in place. Good start. Okie dokie. So let me know in the comments if the audio is, well, at least reasonable. I'll go with reasonable. Okay, so let's get cracking, because I think the photos should speak for themselves, if nothing else. So let me bring in the amazing Chloe. In you come. Woo, round of applause. There she is. Hi, Chloe. As you can see, we've got Chloe decked out in a suitable matching outfit. Actually, we are in matching outfits.
Yeah.
Wasn't quite the plan. Anyway, so we're going to start by doing the sort of simplest way I can think of just getting a really red background, and that's to have a really simple red background. So I've got this lovely red, but it's just fabric, okay, just cheap fabric that we've kind of pinned up. I say we, Sam did some awesome pinning. Frey, do you want to just change to the side, the top camera? Let's go for that one. There you go. So you can see that works quite nicely. What we basically made was a bit of a t-shirt shape, which is kind of fun. And it's got this nice sort of rouging to it, which I kind of like. Rouging? No, what's it called it? Sam had a brilliant name for it.
Draping or swags.
I don't know. I haven't got a clue.
Haberdashery, it's not your thing, is it?
Okay, so quick tip. If you're going to do this, make sure you turn your flash on, which is important. Okay, we're good to go. I'm just going to check in with Sam. Any audio comments?
Yeah, it's saying that it's much better in the main. So
in the main.
Don't shout, I think is the... Don't get too excited.
Too excited.
Shout. Some nice comments for Chloe. You've had some hellos.
Okay, so first things first, where do you start? Now, if you've seen Adorama TV, you know that we have a little kind of routine that is really important, which is always start with the room lights. If you're in control of the room lights, you're in control of the scene. So let's just get this set. So I'm going to dial some settings in. I'm going to be in manual mode. I'm going to be at my flash sync speed. Mine's 250th of a second. Your mileage may vary. And I'm going to be at f8 ISO 200. Now, if this works, that's not going to change. I'll leave that all night at the same settings. Fingers crossed. Okay, so first shot. Here we go, Chloe. Most important picture is this one. Oh, let's just set it up on my laptop. Bear with me. Hang on 1 second. And we're going to come in here. And there we go. I nearly forgot. There it is. Jump to my laptop. Yeah, that was worth that was worth waiting. No, your picture has not failed. That is just the no flash, no picture. So at those settings, f8, 250th of a second, ISO 200, I get nothing recorded at all. Okie dokie, we've got to do better than that. So let's get our flash meter. Now has anybody seen where I put my flash meter? It's bright red and it's hanging off a light stand. Got a lot of light stands.
It's like a treasure hunt, isn't it? It's red, and there's a lot of red things in the studio at the moment.
Yeah, that was a mistake. Okay, oh, look, there's a light switch there. I didn't know that. Oh, I wonder where that went. It'll turn up. Don't you worry. It'll turn up on its own accord. So we're going to do it the old-fashioned way, which is trial and error. So I've got my light sort of positioned here, which is roughly arm's length from my camera position. This is where a lot of photographers start. We often put our lights sort of in grabbing distance. Imagine that someone's going to steal your light. That's roughly the position you're going to have it. Like, well, no. Okay. Is it the best place? Probably not, but it's a start. Okay, Chloe, let's just take a shot like this. I will put my light, because I don't have my flash meter, in the middle of its power range, 1/16th power. Here we go. And we'll see what we get. Okay, and that's not what I photographed. That's what I photographed. There we go. I mean, there we are. It worked. I've got a picture, so that's already better. What can we say? It looks about the right exposure. Absolute fluke. That's amazing luck. And it's not very exciting. I like the background. There's a lot of red going on. We have a starting point. So let's see if we can improve this. Let's see if we can make this a little bit better. And the easiest way to make it better is don't put the light in your safe, comfortable position. Get the light and put it somewhere else. So let's put the light over here. Let's put it in the middle. Let's go around about there. Now, if I move the light closer, what's going to happen to the light? Well, nothing's going to happen to it, but the amount of light that reaches Chloe is going to appear much brighter. So without changing a single thing, what I end up with is something that is much brighter. Okay, so now we have a really bright shot. So I need to dial the power down. Now, if I had my flash meter, just take a flash meter reading, job done. We need to guess. So I was at 1/16th power. I reckon that's about a stop too bright, maybe 2 stops. Let's guess 2 stops. 1/32, that's 1 stop. 1/16, that's 2 stops. Sorry, 1/64th going the wrong way. That's 2 stops, less exposure. That's no exposure. Here we go. That is definitely not the right amount of exposure. That's weird. That's really weird. That's not quite right, but never mind, we'll go on. Do you get the feeling that something isn't working the way it should? I do.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's because when you go live, everything just stops working.
It messes with everything.
Okay. So I'm going to put it where I want it to be anyway. Let's put it there. There we go.
So someone suggested that your light meter might be on the windowsill.
It might well be. I wondered if it's on here, actually. No. Oh, yes!
Yay!
I got it! Honestly, I'm so happy. Okay, let's just have a look.
Nick Carter said, love this, just shows everyone is human.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you, Nick. Yes.
True.
Very much. Okay. The key is keep going and don't let your model know that it's going wrong. Trouble is, Chloe's too experienced for that. Okay. And that's not good either. That is not firing. Oh, okay. So just to add to my woes, my light has suddenly decided to stop working.
Has it changed channels?
That's a very good question. And normally the solution is, has it changed channels? Now, of course, it's fine. Okay. The solution so far, switch it off, switch it back on again. Okay, there we go. We're back in the game.
I've actually got a question.
Great. Is it, what on earth are you doing?
Probably. So it's Karanor asked, what kind of flash is that?
That is a very good question. That is a Flashpoint XPLOR 300. It's my go-to flash. It's normally extremely reliable. It's a brilliant little flash. I've had it for about a year and a bit, and it just fits nicely in this size of studio. It's not too bright, it's not too big, it's just spot on. Okay, Chloe, here we go.
There's another question, but I'll answer this one.
Okay.
This is Ben asked if we're enjoying our new place compared to our old one.
You can answer that one.
Yes, we are. Thank you, it is. It's lovely here.
Okay, so I've got a light that's looking better and is now magically working, which is good. We've got a setup that feels okay. Certainly compared to where I started, I think that's an improvement. But we're going to try and improve it a little bit further. So I'm actually going to try and put a little bit of fabric in front of Chloe. So I bought multiple bits of fabric over the years, and I just went up and raided my fabric collection, and I found lots of red, because it is my sort of go-to colour. I like a bit of red. So we're going to pop this just in front of Chloe, like that. And to save myself a little bit of time, I kind of preset this up, just to give myself, knowing that things might go wrong. Things go wrong all the time. And that just gives me a nice little kind of, what was the word you went, swag?
Drapes.
Drapes.
Loops.
Any of those will do. I quite like those. So I've set that up, and I think that's going to work quite well. I'm just going to raise this up a little higher. There we go. So we have a couple of kind of curves, and curves are good shape. I like curves. Curves give a nice look to your shots. Let's push this light back where it was before. It was back in here. Okay, here we go. Fantastic. Okay, have a little look at my laptops. Okay, so can you see how that changed it? By putting the front fabric in as well as the back fabric, now we have that nice texture. We have the shadows because the light's coming in from the side. That looks much better compared to where we started. Okay, and because everything is red, we've got a great kind of red thing going on here. Absolutely love this. Okay. And I've given Chloe the hardest job in the world. The hardest thing as a model is just nothing, just having nothing to work with. So she's knocking this out of the park. Fantastic. Okay, so if you're just joining us, you chose the right time to join because you missed all the technical failures. We're now flowing quite nicely, everything seems to be working okay. And we're taking portraits with a strong single colour. No prizes for guessing my favourite colour. It's red. Okay, if you've got any questions, pop them in the chat. Sam is at the other end. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. These are working well. Let's go for a nice wide one as well. So one of the things I often forget to do when I'm taking pictures, I predominantly take pictures in landscape format because that fits in with, well, a lot of Adorama TV videos because they need to fill the video screen quite nicely. I often forget to do verticals. And verticals are really important for your social media. They tend to look more impressive if you're an Instagram photographer, for example. So turn the camera over, take a couple in upright format. And also see how that changes the look and feel of the shot. Might just move the fabric a little bit just so we have a different look. Let's maybe put it on a bit of an angle. Let's try that. Absolutely lovely. Oop, a little bit too high. Also got to watch out for the top of my my background dropping off. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, we'll do a couple more, Chloe, and then we will move on. Excellent. Oh, love it. Okay, yeah, I could stay and do this all day, but I've got to remember we're supposed to be doing a live stream for you guys, so not taking pictures just for myself. But that's pretty good. Are we good? We're all good? Any problems I need to know about? Smashing. Okie dokie. So that works just fine. I'm happy with that. I'm going to try and take this idea and modify it, well, quite a lot really. So let's get this out the way. And let's move this out the way. And we'll clear a little bit of space.
We've got a question from Michael. He asked, what camera and lens are you using?
Hiya, Michael. That is a really good question. I'm using an Olympus camera for this, and the lens is the 12 to 40mm f2.8 Pro lens. The camera is important, but it isn't the critical factor. What's really making a bigger difference isn't the camera so much as the lighting. Okay, so you can do this whichever camera brand or whichever lens you're comfortable with. That's absolutely fine. Oh, we're going to need that, aren't we? But think about the lighting more than the camera if you're at that stage. So I'm using an Olympus. You can use anything you like. Okay, so let's just clear a little bit of room for ourselves. One of the troubles having a small home studio is just not enough room to put things. Oop. And I trip over everything as well.
So also asked, what format are you using your camera? Is it 4.3 or 3.2? Yeah, I use 3.2. That's a good thing. So the dimensions, I set my camera to 3:2 as a ratio. Even though it records in 4:3, that means that when I get my raw files back, I can actually move them up and down, or left and right, depending which way I've framed the shot. I have this little bit of wiggle room, and the number of times that's saved my neck because I've cropped it a little bit too tight, I've missed something. So I shoot 2:3 because that's what I'm used to, but the camera records 4:3. Sounds weird, but it kind of works. Do you want to step out, Chloe? Smash it. Okay, so let's pop this here. So what I'm going to do is give Chloe some fabric. Now we tried to do this earlier. Let's call it a semi-success. So this could go really well, or probably the opposite, but we'll give it a whirl anyway. So what I'm going to ask Chloe to do is actually to wear this like it's a bit of a cape, I think is the best way to describe it, isn't it? Okay. It worked for me. But I'm not the model. So when I'm working with models, I like to try and demonstrate what I'm trying to get them to do, because I think that's a good idea. It gets the idea across really quickly. And I said, just pop it on your head like that. And I just did it. And you've just done it now. It didn't work like that earlier. Fantastic. So the red thing is working really well here. We've got that sort of red vibe going on, the red dress, the red, we're going to call it a cape. It's just a piece of fabric. I'm going to try and change it slightly, still using the fabric, but now rather than having a red background,
I want to have a darker black background. So we need to do a little bit of work to make this happen.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course you can.
Okay, so automatic white balance or flash?
That's such a good question. I missed it out.
CL photography.
Okay, that is a brilliant question. Okay, so I am currently on the flash white balance, and what I completely forgot, because let's face it, we didn't have the smoothest of starts, using that as an excuse, is at some point I will use this, my little colour checker passport, to get my shots correctly coloured in post. So this allows me to get my white balance up the top correct, and then get my camera profile, if you need one, from down the bottom. So these things are absolutely essential in my workflow. And usually I use them all the time. Just forgot, because, yeah.
And another question as well from Nick. Are you using a single point of focus or multi-points?
I'm using face and eye detect, Nick, because I'm getting old and anything that makes my life easier is really good. So I have the face and eye detect on, and it detects Chloe's eye, and I just press the button and it focuses and I'm done. Okay, let's pop it back on your head. Right, let's take a meter reading. So Chloe, you're going to turn and face the light. So actually, Frey, do you want to switch to the top camera? There you go. Now they can see you. That's better. Otherwise, it's getting a bit of a weird view. Here we go. So I'm going to get this back to f8 because that's what we're shooting. I'm not changing my camera settings. I want to get this in exactly f8. F8. Nailed it. It's up there. You can't see it, but that says f8. Trust me. Okay. So here we go. Little test shot. See what we get. You blinked? No, you can't blink fast enough.
Oh, there you go.
If you think you blinked, you missed it. It's when you think you haven't blinked that you probably have blinked. You semi-blinked. Semi-blinked. So that's not bad. I actually don't mind the grey. That's better than I thought, but I want to go for black. I really want to make this nice and black. So to get that background black, I could just pop up a black background. That would make life a lot easier, wouldn't it? Just pop a black background up. Or we can do it with lighting. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get my XPLOR 300 from Flashpoint. I'm going to pop it down here, and I'm going to put it, technically, I suppose, behind Chloe. It's almost coming in from the back of Chloe, like that. It's no further away than it was before, so the exposure should be more or less the same. Might be a little bit further away. I'll double check. Double check, be on the safe side. I'm doing it live. I should do it properly. Okay, yeah. It was 2/3 of a stop difference. That's why you double check. Chloe, if you look at the little join in the wall there, lovely, and then I can come and get the right position. Okay. So let's see what we're getting. Well, that didn't work. I mean, it did work, but that didn't work. The background is no darker. And why? Well, there's a really good reason why. It's because this light is still spilling onto the background. I'm getting a little bit of light spill on here, and that's illuminating the background. So I could live with that. But if you're in the market for a softbox, whenever you buy a softbox, Freya's doing a great job. She really is. She's keeping literally on my toes. Get a grid. Get yourself a grid. These are great. These are absolutely essential. I wouldn't get a new softbox unless there was at least the option to get a grid. Even better if it comes with a grid. Many of the Flashpoint.
So I was going to let everyone know that all the gear that you're using, or pretty much all the gear you're using, is actually in the description at the top. So if anyone needs to know,
yes,
lights and camera, etc., up there.
Thank you, Sam. Okay, so the grid will help to direct the light away from the background. But Chloe, if you look at that light, can you see through the grid and see the white part of the light?
I can, yeah.
Okay, so if Chloe can see the white part of the softbox, that means light will reach Chloe. It will get there. Let's just meter, but it's cost us nearly a whole stop of light. You can hear the flash trying harder. There we go, 7.1, 9, of course. It always lands in the middle. Okay, here we go. So let's see if this has made the background go black. And boom. Yes, it has. Okay, so without the grid, we had that. With the grid, we have that. So the background now has much more depth to it, much more drama. The single color red in there is standing out quite nicely, but I can go a little bit wider. And of course, I can go vertical. And even though I've gone vertical, which means I've dropped past the bottom of my background, it's still black because there's no light reaching that part of the studio at all. And if I move my table out the way, actually I can come in here. I'm going to be out the shot, but oh, I get to sit on the sofa. That's nice. I know. I'm always going to have my softbox.
The lengths you go to sit down, honestly.
Chloe, just turn a little bit. Oh, this is much better. I should definitely do this. A, I'm not in the video anymore, and B, I'm just sat here. This is fantastic.
We can see your feet.
Oh, can you? It's a good job I'm not standing there in my socks then, is it? Naming no names. Okay, awesome. So that's really strong. I love that. We have those beautiful direction to the light, crisp, amazing catch light in the eye, and the strong red colour comes through absolutely beautifully.
I have a question.
Yes.
From authors. If you don't have a grid, could you just feather the light?
That's a good question. Well, let's find out, shall we? Okay, so if you don't have a grid, can you feather the light? Well, the answer is yes, but will it work the same? Okay. Okie dokie, let's find out. I mean, that's the answer to every question normally is, well, we'll have a go. So, first things first, we'll meter the light. Remember, having a grid or not having a grid affects the light output. In this case, 2/3 of a stop. There we go. Back to F8. Let's see what we get. Here we go, Chloe. Okay. That gets us back to that where we were before. So there is two things going on there. You've got the light on the left-hand side behind Chloe, which is the spill of the softbox on the background, and the light on the right-hand side, as we look at this image, which is the flare of the light coming into my lens. Now, if I feather the light away from the background, fairly obviously. Okay, Chloe, important question. Can you still see any of the surface of this?
Yes.
Okay, so that's really important, because if I feather it too far, no light will reach Chloe, but light would bounce off the wall of my studio, and yeah, you get the idea. So it's important that you ask those questions so you know where your light is. Here we go, let's just take a meter reading. Okay, and that's cost us 2/3 of a stop. This might work. This could work. Here we go. Now we'll go wide just so we can completely test it. Okay, so does it work? Very nearly. So we've got black more or less. It's not quite as black in the background behind Chloe. We still have the flare. Now I could deal with that in post. That's not something I like to say, but that's the truth. However, imagine that I don't have a black wall here. Wouldn't work so well. I'd have to rejig the whole setup. So the short answer is yes, it will work. It just works differently. Differently? What's the heck's differently? Differently. It's a UK phrase. The people in the UK will back me up that differently. I can't even say
Hey,
it.
I'm not sure they will.
It's just how it is. My strange accent. Just let it go. All right. Okay, that's fun. Let's move on to something completely different.
So someone's asked about the flooring. That's fine.
Yes.
The Challenge Cousins. Would flooring have to be black, and what flooring is that? Oh, that's Delia. Sorry, Delia from Texas.
Hiya, Delia. Would the flooring have to be black? No, it doesn't have to be black. What is it? It is some rugs that I got from a certain well-known company that sell a lot of products. And they were basically in their sale. So I thought, well, I get two. So I got two rugs. They were called faux rabbit fur rugs, because they are fake fur rugs, I guess. And turns out they're molting. So they are, I'm not sure I'd recommend them, but we've used them in many Adorama TV videos. We've used them as backgrounds. We even rolled Chloe inside of one Remember that? That was fun. Yeah. Can you imagine that conversation? Hi, Chloe. Was it the first time I'd worked with you? Very nearly. Can I roll you in a rug? Yeah, I'll roll you in that rug. I'll climb in the other end. Yeah, that was a fun day. It did turn out good. I know. No one thought so at the time. They were like, okay. This is a bit weird, but I'll go with it. I knew what I was doing. Okay, so I had no idea. I was just trying different things. Okay, have a little seat on the chair. So we're going to do a red background, a really red background. And I want to set this up as a sort of beauty light shot. So we've got a light floating just above Chloe's head, like that. Let's just meter this out. Let's just get this to work and set this up. How are we doing on the time? 1:30. We're doing okay. This is good. Okay, that is F18. Wow. F18. I want to be at F8. So let's bring that. I can't calculate that in my head.
There's a few people that have asked if you're going to be using smoke in a can or some smoke. You're in for a treat, hopefully.
Who says I'm using smoke at all?
I have no idea.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Okay, so everything is set. I've metered this back out, F8. And what we're getting is... At some point I took a picture of the floor. Anyway, doesn't matter. If anybody wonders, there's a picture of my floor. Look at that. Random. Okay, so that is sort of basic beauty lighting, if you like. There is a light above Chloe. We've got, and this is really important and easy to get wrong, catch lights in the eye. Very, very easy to miss those out, especially if you don't have your modelling lamp turned on, which I don't at the moment. Doesn't really work well in the videos. However, there is deep shadows underneath Chloe's chin. So I'm going to fill in the shadows using, well, I could use another light. What I want to use is a Brooklyn reflector, but I don't have one. So instead I'm using my own reflector. Here we go, let's pop this in.
I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
From Matt. He said, why F8?
That is a really good question, Matt. Why F8? There's several reasons, really. I suppose the obvious one is, well, the obvious two, depth of field. You're going to get everything in focus, certainly on a micro four thirds at 40 millimeters, more importantly. So I get a good depth of field. So that's one thing. But mostly, I guess, it's the sweet spot of the lens. It's where the lens is at its most sharp, at its most crisp. And the quality is, well, blow your socks off. It really is very, very good at f8. But I guess the main reason is that's probably mostly where I put my camera. Comfortable shoes, familiar feeling, those sorts of things. Good question.
I have a comment for Chloe. Amanda said, my 8-year-old daughter is named Chloe and she's quite jealous of your Chloe because she's so pretty.
Aww.
That's so sweet.
See, I told you. They're going to ask you questions. I don't have to be here. Okay, right, so we've got a light coming down, we've got a reflector. I'm using the white side of my reflector. I don't know if we can see it. Oh, I can't get over. I'm using the white side because I don't want to bounce too much light back in, fill the shadows too heavily. So this is the subtle side of reflectors. And what it does is it just fills in the shadows, ding, underneath Chloe's chin. And you can see before where we had a little bit of shadow, and then we lost the shadow like so. Okay, so that just puts a little bit of light, but it doesn't completely flatten it out. If it was the silver side, it would just lose any shadow and it looks just kind of a little bit weird. There might be a little reflection. There is a subtle reflection. We can just see one in the pupil there, but it's not overly done. So there's not that sort of double reflection you get with a silver. So I like that. But we're here to do red, so let's do something red. And for that, I'm walking round and round in circles. I need another light. Okay, so I've got a light stand, little dinky C stand, and yes, another flash. I only have one of the XPLOR 300s, so this, I don't know if I can get it on the screen, is, there we go, it's an eVOLV 200. Okay, so this is the eVOLV 200 from Flashpoint, which is my sort of other light. So I have a lot of these because they are really, really good.
So Nick asked, do you ever have assistance to rig lighting so you don't need to run about and get out of breath?
Where's the fun in that? I don't know, do other photographers have that? Am I missing out? I mean, I know Daniel's got a Seth, or is it the other way around? But yeah, no, I don't, just me. But that would be good, wouldn't it? That would be good. So that light, that is on its own separate channel, so they don't interfere with each other. I can set them independently of each other. Let's put that light all the way down to its lowest possible power, which is 1/256th power, and see if it does anything at all. Okay, Chloe, here we go. Okay, there it is, 256th power. There was a bit, there was a little bit, but it's not doing very much. Let's try it at the middle of its power range, 1/16th power. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so the light's definitely working. We can try full power because, well, why not? Let's just do it. Here we go. Boom. Okay. So you can see why grey is such a popular choice, because I can have everything from basically black to white backgrounds. So we can have a vast array of different backgrounds depending on what you like. Really simple. But the reason I like to use grey with colours is because it really accepts colours well. So somewhere here is one of these. Okay, so I should hold it so it's not in front of me. There's too much red going into the shot. So this is one of Flashpoint's coloured gels. They come in a kit. You get 4 coloured gels, I think it is, a little gel holder to go with it, and a grid. It's cheap. It's really, really good, except the red. Okay, I'm sorry, the red's just not good. Here we go, let's pop it on. Let's have a little look. Honestly, the yellow is beautiful. The blue is fantastic. Let's have a look at the red. We will put it middle of the road, 16th power. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got. Did it fire? Hang on. It did, but it didn't come in, did it? Oh, it's writing to the card. Ooh, that's worrying. You see what's happened? Oh, there we go. No. Just reset the camera. Just talk amongst yourselves for a little bit.
I have a question.
Yeah, go for it. I was going to try that again, Chloe.
So Tony asked, does the softbox quickly collapse?
There we go. Does the softbox? Yes, it does. I'm probably not going to show you now, Tony. But yes, it does. It is the fastest collapsing softbox. Literally just squeeze 2 handles. It clicks and closes. But the other really useful thing of this particular softbox is it's super light. So if you're dragging it on location, it doesn't really weigh you down. There's no metal in there. It's very, very light. All right, okay.
Can I do a quick one before you pack that down as well? Sorry, from Matt.
Go.
Just asked about the arm that's holding the reflector.
I knew someone was going to ask me about that. I can't remember where I got it from. Sorry, Matt. I've had it for years. Yeah, I think it might be from Linko, which is available through Adorama. I've got a sneaky feeling. And I think the arm that's, well, it says sun bounce on the clamp, but I suspect it's a bit of a Frankenstein's monster of parts, as is often the way when you get into a studio. But yeah. Okay, so looking at the colour, I mean, it's okay. Let's bang it out to full power. Here we go. Full power. Okay, oh yeah, I could hear the delay in it recycling. It's more pink than red. If you're after a pink, that's absolutely perfect. But it's not really what I'm after. I'm after red. So here's the I don't know if it'll pick it up on the camera, but I don't know where to go to make them. Anyway, they're not the same. Okay, this is just a generic sheet. This is one of the Flashpoint ones, which is a different colour. Okay, so
that's a photographic sheet, so it doesn't get hot. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's okay with this. There's quite a gap between the bulb, but photographic sheets are definitely a good idea because these do get hot. In my early days, I may have melted a few. Nowadays, no, use the proper stuff. Okay, so let's put it back to 1/16th power, middle of the road, see what we get. Here we go. And see if you can spot the difference. You can see how much more red that is. So not all reds are the same, like not all blues and yellows are the same. You need to find the gels that work well with you. And we can try full power. Here we go. Smash in. Do you want to go and get your hat and bits and pieces? Okay. Don't fall over. And at full power, that is a little bit on the too much side. So I suspect we're going to be closer to that and maybe just a little bit brighter. So that's 1/16 power, but I think I'm going to go probably about 1/8 power will be my sort of target power for that particular setup. And that should give us some nice bright reds. Let's just go check in close, see what we've got. Yep, beautiful detail, nice catch lights, looking really good. Red all the way through. Okay, we're looking good. Okay, so we'll just wait for Chloe to return. Any questions whilst I'm going, Sam? Are we good?
Well, I was just going to say someone's put live is good, Gavin, real world situation. So it's Arrow 2D Max.
Oop, what do you mean? Are you saying that we edit the videos to make ourselves look better?
And Nick said, be honest, has any of your lighting ever toppled onto a model?
Be honest. Has it toppled onto a model? No. We did hit Iffy with a light, a grid once, but I think he caught it, so I don't think that counts. And then there was a wonderful thing. We did an outdoor shoot where the lovely Charlotte, I'm merrily talking to a piece to camera, and I'm aware she's doing something random in the background, and my light had blown over, and she ran and caught it. Yeah. So...
Saved the shoot.
It did save the shoot.
Yeah.
Saved that. It was that very softbox. Oh, I can't imagine why. I'm so clumsy. Okay, so we got Chloe the most expensive hat we could afford on Adorama's budget. There we are. Look at that. It's fantastic. Which is great. Something a little bit fun, because we do serious photos all day long. So I thought it would be fun to do something fun. So we're set. Let's just do a little
something else out as well.
Test shot.
Getting the chance to tell you that I've grown up watching you in your 15-minute photo challenges. So it's Smith VK. You've been a great inspiration.
Aww,
thank you.
Thank you.
That's really lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, wow. I never know what to say to those, but thank you. Okay, let's just do a little test shot, see what we're getting. Okay. And that looks pretty good. I like that, yeah. Okay, so the red's kind of going on quite nicely there. Now, if we had time, I would set up a couple of side lights, go and grab some extra lights and put them sort of either side, and sort of put a bit of let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it anyway. Let's grab some lights. This is probably a bad idea, but never mind, we're going to do it. So I grabbed a couple of lights. Yeah, how are we going to do this? Okay, so I'm going to put these into their own group. So these are going to be on a separate group. They'll be on C. Which camera am I on? That one. Hello. Okay, these are going to be on C. And what I want is a little bit of light just to hit Chloe's shoulder and her cheek, and just add a bit of sparkle, add a bit more dynamism, fun to the shoot, to the lighting. I'll turn them both on. I'm going to put them both on C because they're about the same distance away. In an ideal world, I'd grab some softboxes, but they are in the loft. And yeah, that's where they'll stay for now. Okay. Yeah, we're going slightly off script here, but never mind. This is good. I'm also going to zoom them in a bit as well. So they're on, let's go for 50mm zoom, just so I don't get too much flare from them. And if you're interested, these are a couple of Flashpoint speed lights. Okay, 50mm, that's it. Okay. This could be a really good or a really bad idea. Okay, so those, I'm just going to put those down to their lowest power, which for those is 128th power. They're not as bright as the other lights, but they are firing straight at my camera. And if you're always, if you're lighting directly into the camera, you're always going to get a brighter result that way. So as low as they go. Okay, Chloe, here we go. Genius or stupidity. And it should just put a little bit of sparkle. Can you go to my laptop? Yay, thank you very much. There we go. We can just see a little bit of life coming through. There's a bit of flare coming through there as well. Yeah, softboxes would be better, but that's fine for the purposes of what we're doing today. A little bit of flare, so I'm just going to move this light over to the side, almost out of shot. Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah, that's great. So flare is gone, pretty much. Looks okay. Okay, Chloe, so you're going to need to look straight round at me because I'm going to get these bubbles. What are those things on your head? Pom-poms?
Yeah, pom-poms. That's it, pom-poms.
Pom-poms dead center, which is pretty good. There we go. And those little, I'm smiling for you because you're so smiley. Can't help but smile back. Let's go vertical because I nearly forgot. Can you bring yourself square onto me? So that's perfect. Okay. Oh, there we are. So if we're looking for marketing material for pom-pom hats, I've got you covered. Love this. Okay, and I gave you a prop somewhere. Did I give you a prop? Oh, look at that.
I got it.
So good. This is why you work with really good models, because they are one thought ahead of you. Brilliant. Okay, so yeah. Because models, even the best models like Chloe, run out of poses after a while. Giving them props, such an important thing. Oop, bit of the softbox in the shot, that's okay.
Got some really nice comments. So Tommy is on. Tommy Reynolds.
Hey Tommy!
Hey, Tommy.
Award-winning photographer.
Loving the live so far.
Gavin, you've got to say it's an award-winning photographer now. That's
He
how you
is.
have to introduce Tommy now.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Matt said, for real, this has been one of the greatest live video experiences I've ever witnessed. I hope you do this more and more
Is
often.
that sarcasm in there somewhere? Is that kind of like, this is amazing. Okay, thank you. Okay, so the last shot I've got on screen there just leads me on to a couple of things I want to do. So once you've got your lighting right, once you're happy that everything's going, now would be an extremely good moment in time to take this shot. Let me give you this. If you can just hold it by the edge, Chloe, that's great, and right up against your face. Fantastic. Okay, and if you can lower it down so I can see your eyes, for no reason other than I just find that more fun. This shot is super important because it'll allow me to get my white balance correct when I do my post-processing, and also if I need it to get the color profile for the light, which when you're talking about a single color is vital, because if you're letting your camera figure out the white balance, I mean, yeah, there's going to be a lot of red in there, although technically the background is gray, so maybe it would be okay. But anyway, that's always a useful picture to have. And the other really useful picture to have that's absolutely vital is this one. Hang on a second, here we go. Okay, in fact, I will just stick my camera in aperture priority mode. And this is the only picture I'm going to take that's not at f8. Okay, these don't have to be good pictures. These are so critically useful because when you come back and look at your photos and you think, that shoot was great, how did I do it? That is so important. I mean, obviously, if you're live streaming it, you can go and watch that again, I guess. But that's really, really useful as a reference picture for your own personal sort of list of images that worked. Take behind-the-scenes shots. Super important. Okay, good.
So Seth has a comment. 460 viewers, only 149 likes. I mean, 460 viewers is blowing my mind. That's amazing. But yeah, if you go and click the like button and subscribe to Adorama if you haven't already.
Definitely subscribe to Adorama. We don't have a nice subscribe button for this. We maybe should sort one out for the next live, which is in 3 weeks. Yeah. 3 weeks and we're going live again. Okay, so we've got one more to go. How are we doing on time? We have 10 minutes. Wow, this should be fun. Okay, so one more to go. And this is the one I wasn't sure about whether this was a brilliant idea or not. I'll be honest with you, right now, I'm thinking this is a really daft idea, but we're going to do it anyway because, well, I've committed myself, I guess. So we've done colourful backgrounds by using fabric. We've done colourful backgrounds by lighting with gels. Now we're going to do colourful lighting backgrounds by lighting with smoke. Yes, smoke in my small home studio. Excellent. Love it. So I need to set a few bits and pieces up, and I'm trying to think about how to do this safely. So let's move that out of the way.
Can I ask some questions?
Yeah, you can ask questions whilst I'm moving stuff around.
So Leonardo asked, do you always use the eVOLV 200 with the bare bulb? When do you use the flash head?
Okay, that's a good question. Never say never ever or anything, but predominantly I use it with the bare bulb. And it does have the option of this speedlight head, which is great, but the bare bulb just gives me a bit more option with reflectors and softboxes and things like that to spread the light a bit more evenly. Honestly, they're all really good though, so use whichever version you like.
And your cable as well. Quite a few people have actually asked about the orange cable.
The Tether Tools cable, yes. My goodness, yeah. I'm not sure if there's a link in the description to that or not, but the little Tether Tools bright orange cable is a USB 2 extension cable, not a USB 3, although my camera can handle that quite happily. USB 2 tends to be a bit more stable. Maybe that's just an Olympus thing, but yeah, I've had that for a number of years, and it's a really essential piece of kit because I like to attach my computer so that the models can see what's going on, so that everybody gets a feel for what's happening during the shoot. Then people can look at it and go, oh, I get what you're trying to do. I mean, sometimes. Normally it's just really? Okay, fine, if you say that's going to work, that's what we'll do. Okay, so lights. So we've gone with a big red chair, which was in the barn until about an hour ago, and Sam said, you know what you need. So yeah, there it is. I've got my little light stand, it's got a weight on it, we're good, it's nice and stable, safety first, absolutely wonderful. So that's sort of in the middle. Chloe, do you want to come and have a seat on the chair? So let's build this up. Let's start by doing that. And the other thing I should do is turn my smoke machine on, because it takes a couple of minutes to warm up. So make sure that's warming up. Okay, and then we'll meter this out. Let's go for this, the top shot. Let's try that. Yep. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to reach in, put this near your chin, Chloe, and we'll just take a flash meter reading. Remember, I'm at f8 or thereabouts. That's what I'd like this to read. Again, just reaching in. Last one. Okay, which camera am I? Let's go for one of these two. Take your pick. That one, okay. Okie dokie. There we go. So that's what I'm looking at. When I'm taking a flash meter reading, I've got this set to the ISO of my camera 200, the flash sync speed of my camera 250th, and it reads me back the F number that it sees. And when that says 8, I stop. And then I hang it on the side of my light stand to immediately forget where I put it.
So, yeah, Brown said, do you take any remaining liquid out of the smoke machine when finished?
Yeah, all the time. I think that's what it says in the instructions.
Do you do usually?
Yeah, if you say so. Yeah, let's just say when I fired it up this afternoon, it was a little bit, took a while to come out, but once we got there, we were okay. So yeah, you should leave a little bit in, I think. I can't remember the instructions, but I never do. Okay, so let's have a look, see what we get. Oh, that was pretty good, not bad. Chloe, if you just look up towards the light for me. Okay, that's better. So when Chloe looks up towards the light, we get a bit more light into her eyes. That looks pretty good to me. There's an awful lot of detritus around the outside. Now, I could make my background bigger, and that's not going to happen. So I would crop this in post, but because you guys are seeing straight out of camera, I'll crop it in camera. Here we go. So let's make a square crop. So I can crop it square in camera. Okay. Now, bearing in mind I'm shooting RAW, so I still have the original 4:3 format. I can recrop it afterwards. That's just there so you can see vaguely how this is going to look. Right, that's pretty good. let's get this fired up with the smoke machine.
Can you talk through the smoke machine model, please?
Yes, it's kind of cables have got a bit knotted together. Hang on. It's in the description, actually. I kind of assumed I might do something with smoke, so I put it in the description. It is the CHAUVET DJ Hurricane 1200. We bought a lot of smoke machines over the years, and I own 2 of these because they're good. They actually work.
They are, and they're actually a good weight. They're not too heavy if you have to stand and hold them, which I have done on several occasions.
It is normally Sam's job, that, yes.
Brad said, you look like an absolute boss.
Who, me or Chloe?
I think it's Chloe.
Oh.
Thank you.
I thought I was the boss. Thank you, yeah. Okay, so let's have the top camera. What did I call it? I put a name on it, whatever I called that one. That's it, that camera. We must get one with multi-view. Okay, so you can see what's going on. The smoke machine is warmed up. It has what we call fast dissipating, sometimes called CO2 effect smoke. It's not CO2, it just dissipates really quickly. And you can see it's going to hit the back of the chair like that. Okay, so that's fine. Now we need to put some light in it because we have just a minute or 2 to go. So let's grab my light. I'm going to need a lower light stand than this. So let's find the lowest one that I have here in the studio with me now, which is this one. Whoop. Here we go. One little lower level light stand.
So Alan asked, are you shooting in RAW? And they look very vibrant.
So yeah, Alan, I am indeed shooting in RAW. So you are, I don't know actually, are you seeing the RAW files or the JPEGs? Let's see. You are seeing the JPEGs, I would imagine. Yes, you are. But I am shooting everything in RAW. And JPEG, obviously. Okay. That might be a little high still, but we'll see. That might be okay. We'll see how that goes. That'll have to be okay, because that's the lowest light stand I have with me. We'll make it work. Okie dokie. Turn it on. There's a button on the side of the eVOLV 200. It's really important. It's called the often button. Often. Make sure it's set to on, not off. Makes a difference. It's a dad joke for Freya, that one. You should see the look I'm getting. Okay, so we're good. Everything is okay. We'll set the background light. Well, I don't know. Let's put it on 1/8 power. Why 1/8 power for that background light? Because that is what it's on right now. So I'm not going to change it. We've set the top light. We know that's okay. Let's see what we get before we add any smoke. See, oh yeah, I'm fine. As long as I stay down here, I'm going to be okay. So we can see that the background light is just putting you can see that little bit of red on Chloe's hair. That just adds a little bit of light back there. Let's go for 1/4 power. Let's live dangerously. Let's use all of the batteries. Leave nothing behind. Okay, yeah, now we can really see there's some light back there. Now, as it stands, that's not great. Sorry, Chloe, it's nothing to do with you. Everything to do with the photographer. So what we need to do, the thing that makes everything better is smoke. So I've got my little smoke machine remote control here, which is not really a remote control, it's on a piece of cable, so I need to make sure I don't get that in the shot or clone it out afterwards. The green button makes it go. The more you hold it, the more smoke you get. You can see how this is going to work. Okay, so a little puff of smoke. Let's just take a little test shot to make sure it works. And hopefully you can see what smoke does. Oh, I've just whacked my, my microphone. Oh, I can't, yeah. Here we go. So let's bring on the smoke. I figure we've got about 3 minutes to go. If you've got any last questions, now is your time. I'm going to fill the room with smoke. Here we go, Chloe. And as the smoke changes, as it dissipates, as it comes in front of Chloe, as it moves around the room, the shots are all different. The one thing you have to accept with smoke is you are not in control of it. You get what you get. Some days you get amazing smoke. Other days you think, well, that's a bit of a disappointment. I mean, I wasn't planning on doing that much smoke. It smells nice though, doesn't it? We put some special smoke scent you can buy.
You're getting some great comments. Prince Singer, wow. Ranjaraj. I'm sorry, I probably said that completely wrong. Gavin never liked normal pics, he always refined his work. Love it, Gavin. Dang, the chair's on fire. Awesome shot.
Oh, there's a button that says continuous. Let's just do that, shall we? Then I don't have to keep pressing it. Or I can control the output, which is kind of good. There we go. Awesome. I'm just going to keep snapping away. Look up towards the light, Chloe. Probably should stop it because when you can't see your model anymore, that's when you know you've got, whoops, too much smoke. Love this. Okay, do you want to shuffle your weight around a little bit? It's all right, they can't see your socks, it's fine.
Don't worry about my socks.
Don't worry about your socks, they're fine. Okay. Green one makes it go, red one makes it go a lot, so there we go. Okay, change my position. Try not to get lead feet. Wow. Okay, look up at the light, because there's only one light in this shot. If Chloe doesn't look in the vague direction of the light, then light won't necessarily get into her eyes. So, yeah, look at that. Okay, that's a great place to stop. Let's stop there. Smashed it. Fantastic. Let's go check. Are they in focus? Are they good? Yeah, nailed the focus. Nailed the lighting. We have strong single colour in our shot. We have red. And the fast dissipating smoke is dissipating really fast, which is really good news. Okay, we are bang on time, top of the hour. In fact, we're slightly over. Any last questions, Sam? Are we good? Okay, fantastic. Well, there we go. So that brings us to the end of our first ever Adorama TV live session. It was very educational from my point of view. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, let us know in the comments. If you want to see more of these, let us know in the comments. We've got more coming, so I guess, yeah. What are we doing next?
Do we let them know?
No. When are we going live next?
17th of February, I think it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, 17th of February, 3 weeks today, we're going to be live again with a completely different look and feel to the scene. We know what's coming, we've just got to make it happen, which is kind of exciting. If you're on Adorama TV's YouTube page watching this, when this is finished, head over to their page and have a look at my video from today with Venetian blinds. So we have a brand new video that came out today, and if you go back 2 weeks, you'll see the awesome Chloe doing your aviator stroke vintage explorer thing, which was nuts, and dancing and red dresses and a whole bunch of other things as well. So lots of content on Adorama. Keep tuned in because there is a lot more to come. Right, okay, that brings us to the end of the little session. I'd like to thank the Adorama team behind the scenes. I'd like to thank Sam and Freya for being awesome on the Super Switcher.
I'd like to thank everyone for all their comments. It's been amazing.
Fantastic. And let me just bring this up before I forget. 1 second. Right, there we go. And of course, we couldn't do this, we literally couldn't do this without the amazing Chloe. Woo! So thank you very much. But obviously, thank you guys for being there. Without you, then it's just nowhere near as much fun. And this has been fun. I've really enjoyed it. So I'm Gavin Hoey. Thanks for watching.